Hello everyone, this is Jay at Inspiration Masters. As a part of our inspiring series, we get an opportunity to meet very special people, the entrepreneurs, the difference makers, the business owners, the artists, the people who are making a big difference not only in our lives in Dallas, but around the globe. And today, I have a very special opportunity and a privilege to have here a special guest, Miss Mandi Watts. Mandi, welcome to Inspiration Masters.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's great to have you here. I'm glad you could find some time and be here. I'll tell you something about Mandi. She is a graduate from Texas A&M University with a degree in Biomedical Science. And she and her husband has been married for 24 years, have 4 children, and they are all homeschooled. 3.5 years ago, something happened. And that is what she's going to talk to us about today. They sold everything they had and decided to travel around the globe. 4 continents, 33 countries. And she's written extensively about it. And it has become a part of her life. And we are going to learn and listen to all of these in Mandi's own voice. She also has written books about it. So those are the books, which is the workbook, which you see one right here. Go, See, Do, right? Go, See, Do. And also there is a whole series of the Explore series about each and every country. And all of those books are on Amazon. So we'll talk about the books, but most interestingly, all of our viewers are interested about finding about the travel part. How does that happen? That is kind of surprising because millions of people would think about it. I want to give everything away and I want to go and travel, but that's not normal. You can do it. The key part is not very easy to do it. So just traveling for a vacation for a week is a different story than traveling with the entire family and then going out for a trip for a whole year. How did that happen? How do you get that idea?
Well, we're crazy, so there's that. But my husband and I have always loved travel. It's been something that's been very, very important to us all along throughout our whole marriage and life together. And so we've traveled with our kids and with each other. In fact, 3 of my kids traveled abroad before their first birthdays. So we've been a lot of places. But in 2011, no, not 2011, I'm sorry, 2008, we had an opportunity to live in Brazil for 6 months. And while we were there, we thought, maybe we could do this for a longer term, type thing.
If we can do 6 months, we can do more.
So we started to get that little idea in our head that maybe this was a possibility. And as you do, you just think about things for a little while and they start to grow inside your mind. And so in 2014, we were on a little summer trip here in the U.S. and we said, we should do it. Now seems like the right time. So by now, I mean a year, because it took us a year to sell all of our possessions and plan for what we were going to do.
But that's not very easy. And you have 4 children who are in school.
Well, we homeschool, so we were already homeschooling before we decided to travel, and so it was a nice fit because we could kind of take the schooling with
everything,
us.
and so they were already used to with learning outside the regular building.
So
that'd be much easier for them to go.
Yes.
That is awesome. So how did you plan? Now let's go for a year.
Okay.
So how did you plan all this?
Well, fortunately, my husband is excellent at spreadsheets. So he put together a spreadsheet for us, and it was basically by date and where are we going to be and how are we going to get there and all of those things. So we were very organized in keeping track of all of our things. Generally, we planned out about 3 months at a time. So we would know this is for sure where we're going to be staying on this date. At this time, mostly we stayed in Airbnb type places or vacation rentals because it was much easier for us to have our own kitchen and to have access to regular bedrooms and bathrooms with all of the kids and everything. So we we would just plan, like, here's where we want to go. We would gather everybody up and say, okay, what's important? What's the most important thing to you in, this location?
That's how you plan the location.
And so they would say, when we very first started, we asked the kids, if you could see anything in the world, what's your number one thing? And so one of my kids said Stonehenge, and one of them said the Great Wall of China. And so we took their ideas, and we took our ideas, and we took the budget and the, everything, and we said, okay, we're going to make sure we hit those big things, and then everything else is going to be icing. And so we just sort of planned 3 months at a time.
So you knew that you were going for the whole year, though?
When we first left, we thought we were going to go for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
But partway through, we decided to make some changes, and for our family, we needed to.
So tell me about first you sat around everybody on the tables. What was that first reaction when you said, okay guys, we're gonna leave everything here. We're gonna go away with our house and pack up and we leave for a year?
Well, the very first reaction was, nuh-uh, no way, you're kidding, right? And we were like, no, we're serious, this is gonna happen. And then, at first, like, they would say, well, what about my friends, or what about our family, the grandparents are here, everything. So they would ask these questions, and we would talk through that. We would say, well, we're going to have access to Skype, so we can call our friends, we can call our families, talk through it. But then everyone was so excited. They just couldn't believe that they were going to get to do this, and they were very, very excited, and they were very helpful with getting everything, sold. They had to get rid of all of their possessions.
That is true. That's a tough part.
That was a hard thing.
To part with something which you love, and then you give away because that's you cannot gonna.
Right. But ultimately they were willing to do it because they felt like it was a great opportunity and something fun for them. So.
Excellent. So, 4 continents, 33 countries. And you said, okay, the expertise in the spreadsheet helped.
The spreadsheet was very helpful.
So out of so many places, what do you think was the favorite, or something which you really, really loved? That this was amazing thing to go and visit.
Well, I just want to say I loved every place for different reasons, because every place you go is full of culture and history and people who are very similar. People are very, very much the same all over the world, which is an amazing thing, and sometimes we forget. But I think the place that sort of captured my heart maybe the most was South Africa. We had some time to, go to a game preserve to see the wild animals in their natural, it wasn't a zoo. I mean, this is where these animals live, and it was amazing. It felt very magical, and we also had some time to spend in Cape Town and around the coastal areas and the wine regions, and it was a beautiful country, and the people were so kind to us, and we just had it felt kind of magical. South
Africa, guys, you are listening, South Africa.
You should go if you have an opportunity. It's an amazing place.
So how did it work out? I heard that you told everyone to pack up only one bag.
One carry-on size bag.
One carry-on, that's it. Okay, so that sounded very interesting to me. So how did that work out?
Well, so we knew that we wanted to travel lightly because our experience had taught us when we had moved to Brazil, we basically took everything we owned. We had these huge bags that we could barely even lift, and it was very difficult to get through the airports and all of this. And so we were like, we're not doing that again. We need something easy. So we basically said, okay, everyone is allotted a carry-on size suitcase, which you must be able to either carry on your back or pull yourself under your own power. No one else is going to help you.
And you have a 4-year-old who has.
And I had a 4-year-old, but he's a trooper, and he was like, okay, I got this. So he did have a rolling bag as well as my 7-year-old at the time. So it was, we had to economize, right? We had to decide what's important to take and what's not important to take, and we packed a lot of layered type clothes. So we covered 4 continents and 33 countries, and we had every season you can imagine.
Yeah, that's right.
And so we packed layers, and we did a lot of research about the right kinds of materials to have, and the right kinds of things. Our wardrobes were not maybe what you would call fashionable, but they were very, very functional. So we could literally go to the beach, or we could go snow skiing, and we had everything that we needed.
And you'd be comfortable with everything.
And we were comfortable with everything that we had. My kids learned a lot about taking care of their possessions. We all learned a lot about what you actually need versus what you wish you had.
Yeah, a lot of good decisions to make.
Yeah.
If I want to carry something, I have to leave something behind.
But also it was quite easy to travel. So we almost never had to check our baggage. We could carry it with us. So we didn't lose baggage. It didn't get lost by the airline.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for anything. Okay, now let's go to the belt and wait for the bag to come. You don't have to wait for anything. Just walk
So we were very pleased with our decision to travel lightly, and we also learned that we can get by with a lot less.
A lot of good lessons in traveling.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, and you have written books about it. So what came in first? Was it your love for books first, or because of the travel you started writing?
Well, okay, so I've always been a writer. That's always been in my heart. For a long time, that was my I would just write for my own private, use. When I was a little kid, I wrote short stories for my own entertainment, and then when I was in my adolescence, I would write. I would just fill up journals with all my thoughts, my deep, thoughts. And then when I had kids, I started a blog where I could keep up with family and stuff. So the writing part was always there, but the books that I wrote in particular were related specifically to the travel because we homeschool. I was already developing curriculum to tell my kids.
Yes, because you already have how to teach the kids. You already knew about.
Right. So I wanted to teach my kids about the places that we were going, so that they would be prepared, so that they would know what to expect. And so I basically already had the curriculum put together. So I thought other people might be able to benefit from this as well. So I might as well publish it. And sure enough, people do benefit from it and tell me that they enjoy using the books. And then I also published the journal. Basically, it was for use for my 4 and 7-year-olds who weren't great at writing yet, but I wanted them to be able to preserve their memories.
But I like the idea in the journal you have. You're asking some specific question at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's very sensory oriented. So I'm asking, what did I see today? What did I hear today? And sometimes that might be, I heard a lion roar, or sometimes it might be, I heard the dishwasher running, because there was a lot to real life happening here too. It wasn't all tourist stuff all the time. It was fun. So you've got the fun stuff, but you've also got the regular real life, things that are happening. So I like the journal because it allows the kids to process all of those sensory things, and also, just get their own words out there about what they saw or felt or heard or experienced, and they can draw a picture. And
that would be an amazing journal to carry. It's permanently, it's a life thing.
Yeah, that is my hope, that whoever used the journal would have the opportunity to look back and say, oh wow, that was a great.
Because after coming back, you want to bring something back with it, along with the pictures and videos. You want something else, which is in a sense you should capture.
And I've had a lot of people tell me that they really love being able to look back and say, oh wow,
I don't have anything like that. Of course I wrote journals,
so
I have journals, but this would be something which would really go into exactly what you were looking at on that day.
And I love it too, because like for young children who can talk but can't write yet, you can just ask them the questions and you can fill in for them, and you still get their words. And for older kids, they can also practice the writing, while they're remembering their day.
Yeah, and you have other books too. Explore.
Yes, I have a series here.
Explore series I have here. That is exploring each and every country.
Well, I haven't written about all the countries you've been to yet.
I have one here, which is Russia, and then people can go in and find out where it is and what are the things to do and some recipes and
so
all
they're kind of a workbook style, and they are geared towards elementary aged kids, I would say. But it's a lot of activities like map activities and introduction to the language and recipes and just fun things to learn about different places. I started with the Asian countries because I happened to have been in Asia when I got the idea to publish them. So, you know, I started there, but I have plans to hopefully cover some of the other countries as well.
That is so awesome. And these are available all on Amazon, right?
Yes, all of the books are available on Amazon. And basically, if you search for my name, Mandi Watts, that's Mandi with an I, you get to the list of the books, and you can see them all there.
That is awesome. So they can reach out, and you also have a blog, which I mean they can reach out through your email.
Yes, I do have a blog, but currently it's being revamped, and so it's not available to the public right now. But if anybody wants to contact me directly, you can contact me by email. My email address is Mandi with an I, mwatts@gmail.com.
Okay, that is great. So I'm really excited of how we have put all this together. That would be a learning on a permanent basis for a lot of people. Also, I would like to know something, because most of the people watching said, "Oh, going out for a year, that might be too long." What is your suggestion for the people who cannot obviously go out for a year if they want to go out for 2 weeks? Of course, you found out some great about travel things. So what would you suggest them? How do they plan it?
Well, I think if travel is important to you, I think you find a way to travel, right? And so sometimes that might mean a weekend trip, exploring your own state or surrounding areas, and we've done a lot of that, and we have a lot of fun. Sometimes we'll just take a weekend and go somewhere in Texas that we haven't ever been, even though we've lived here our whole lives.
Right.
And if we have a week, then we might go further afield, you know, and if we have 2 weeks, further still. I think if travel is an important thing to you, you just find how you can fit that into your life. And if you can't find any way to fit an actual trip into your life, then you have opportunities through things like books to take sort of a virtual trip, right? And so for me, I would just suggest, you know...
I like your idea about the spreadsheet. You get it knocked down. What is important to the family? What do you want to see? What do you want to see? And put it all together. And then another important thing we learned is, I think, pack light.
I think packing light is
doesn't fit in a bag, don't take it.
Exactly. And I think pack light is a good just life lesson, right? Because a lot of us carry around more baggage than we need.
Absolutely. Just in life, saving travel.
Exactly.
So I hope everybody enjoyed and found out something more about travel. It got me so much intrigued and interested in traveling, and so it might have done with you. Again, you can reach Mandi through her email. You can email her and get some information, and also the books are on Amazon. So this is all good. And in a week, we'll see you back. And Mandi, you are also planning to travel more countries.
I plan to go to all of the countries eventually. I don't have a plan right now for another...
The spreadsheet does not come out yet.
I do not have another plan at the moment for another really big trip, but I'm always on the lookout for any travel that I can possibly fit in. So anytime someone asks me if I plan to continue traveling, I say absolutely, and I may not know where yet, but somewhere.
So you keep on traveling, you keep on writing, so we know we can travel virtual, and then when we want to go in, we already know where to go and how to go and some good information about it. So we'll be keeping on watching your blog. And on behalf of the entire team of Inspiration Masters, I thank you so much for coming here and spending some time with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I really
enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in a week. Again, all of our recordings on the videos are on our website, as well as on our Facebook page and on YouTube channel, which is released every Saturday. So keep on watching, have fun, and I'll see you in a week. Thank you.